Hello, my friends. How you doing today? I am doing well. I got some packages in the mail. They say fragile, and my mailman, he done. Listen, I was home. I was on my lunch break, and the mailman, he literally from about, I say, about this height to the ground, he dropped these things on the ground. So fragile. Yeah, maybe not. I want to have a quick little powwow with you, because so, as you know, if you watch this channel, I teach preschool. Now I teach preschool. That's children from 2.9 to 5 years old, sometimes 6 years old, depending on what the mommies and daddies they want to do. If they want to move them up faster, or they want to keep them back, or whatever they want to do, or whatever age group that they have to move up or whatever. But the bottom line is, what I'm realizing is there be bullies everywhere. Okay, there be bullies everywhere. It reminded me of a story. So I had to break up a little argument this morning, okay? Because I had a child that wanted something, but I want it, okay? I grabbed it away from him, and I gave him the old pop because I wanted it, okay? And then I have to explain, which is kind of a hypocritical conversation I have to have. But as a teacher, you have to do these things. Listen. As a teacher, I'm sure I'll be forgiven. I'll be God forgiven. That as a teacher, you have to give lessons on things that you probably don't really practice what you preach, one of those type things there, because I'm literally telling this kid, you don't need that. Okay, you want that. Okay, you don't need that toy that little boy had. You want that toy that little boy had. Okay, you need air, you need water, you need oxygen and stuff like that. You need listen. That's what you need to survive. Okay, oxygen, air, same thing. But you don't need a figure or a block or whatever. You don't need that to survive. Okay, you need water and you need air and you need a roof over your head. Okay, or that you might die. Okay, that you might die in that case. And I have to teach this to the little children. But as I'm teaching this to them, it brought me back to my 5-year-old flashbacks of my bullies. Okay, my bullies, people in my life. My bully was a strange bully. Okay, I had a strange bully. Now listen. As it is, when you're 5 years old, you get ready to go to kindergarten. Okay, now I never went to preschool. I never had the luxury to go to preschool because my parents did not want to pay for me to go to preschool. They probably couldn't afford it, or they didn't want to go. Maybe, I don't even know if preschools existed back when I was a kid. Maybe they didn't, okay, because people used to ride the dinosaurs into school in the morning. No, I'm just kidding. But when I was little, I don't remember there being any preschools, but I'm sure there was preschools. I'm sure there was daycares. I'm sure there was a place to go. But when I was a kid, you went to your aunt's house. Okay, that's where you were. You went to your aunt's house, and your aunt be crazy because she have kids of her own, but she don't raise them the way that your parents raise you, and different aunts had different things going on there. So let's say that you'd be messing up in the house, okay? And for some reason, back in the day, this was a thing. They had the wooden spoons, okay? So my aunt had a wooden spoon and a wooden fork. These big wooden spoons, big wooden forks. If I get a picture, I put it over there because I remember it quite well. Because if I be messing up, if I be behind the chair, pooping myself or something like that, or if I took a bath in the tub and I done let one float up in the air over there, or something went wrong, okay, I get hit with the spoon. Okay, the spoon be coming flying at you. She'd be coming at you with the big spoon. Now I don't think they made these spoons for any, like, didn't have any function. Like there wasn't any like functionality to this thing. Okay, there was not. It wasn't for stirring anything. People weren't making soup. Okay, this was for beating children. These spoons were made specifically for beating children. If you find them now at your local Savers or Goodwill or what were the other place? Savers, Goodwill, Salvation Army. They probably have notches on them from the butts that have been hit by these spoons. But when I was a kid, so I didn't have the luxury to go to a preschool as some children do. Okay, I went to my aunt's house. When my aunt would get upset, she beat us with a spoon. That's what would happen. She'd be like, "That's it, you're done. Here comes the spoon." Never the fork. I don't know why the fork. I would think the fork would be more aerodynamic because it had holes in it and you'd be able to swing it a little bit faster. I don't know. That's just me. But I guess the spoon, because it was more solid, okay, it gave you a nice big, you know what I mean? Like your back end would be a nice big solid red color. Okay, but anyway. So I didn't have the luxury to go to a preschool, so I went to, we had to go to kindergarten. But I went to kindergarten at a young age. Normal kids were going at 5 years old, but because my birth date and it fell on a certain month or whatever it is, I went when I was 4 years old. So I was not prepared to go to kindergarten. So my first day of kindergarten, I'll never forget it. Okay, because there was this kid, his name was Scott. Never forget it. His name was Scott. I even know his last name. I'm not going to say it because if he's watching this or he's still alive, he's probably dead by now. But his name was Scott. And his father would carry him into the school every single day. And the kid would be kicking and screaming and screaming and kicking and kicking. My hair sticking out. Kicking and screaming and screaming and kicking. Crying, screaming. No! no, no. And the father like, shut up, you go to school. Shut up, you go to school. And this was a normal thing. And he would literally, he'd get to the gates of the school, and he would hand them all. The principal would always be outside. Principal would always be outside. He'd hand this kid over to the principal, and the principal, he'd be kicking and screaming and punching the principal. So when I was younger, I didn't understand all this concept. But now that I'm older and I'm a teacher and I deal with children like this, you know, with the kicking and the screaming and the punching and the tantrums and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, I get it. But so this little situation that happened today reminded me of like a bully that I used to have when I was a kid. Now my bully was a special bully because my bully only had one leg. Okay, he had one leg. Yes, so that's okay. Now I'm gonna bring you back to I'll bring you back to the late 70s. Okay, we're talking probably 1979 would be when I'm bringing. I think I'm bringing you back to 78, 79. That's what I'm bringing you to. I'm bringing you 1979, 78 or whatever. I'm just a child going into kindergarten. Okay, and for some reason they don't. It should have been like prisons, you know, where like if a rich prisoner goes in, they keep you segregated from the rest of the crowd. No, they kept the 5-year-olds in with the sixth graders. They left with the 5th graders, the 4th graders. They did not care about you. You were left to your own demise. Listen, there was stickball back in the day. You could get killed with a stickball. You can get killed with a stick or with the ball. Okay, you could have got knocked out if they got you behind because they for some reason. Okay, nowadays they keep the garbage disposal, garbage truck, the trash, that the big trash thing. You know what I'm talking about? The big trash thing. They used to keep that like right in the middle of the schoolyard. So over in the corner, if you went behind the trash thing, that's where they lead you back there and they beat you up. Okay, the bullies would take you back there and they beat you up behind the trash thing. Okay, that's where all the leaves were. Which thank goodness for the leaves. For some reason, the leaves were over there. I think the janitor used to sweep the leaves over there, which was a good thing because as the bullies were beating you up and you were flying back into the ground, you were cushioned by the leaves. Okay, if it wasn't for those leaves, I probably would have been really hurt, really bad. But thankfully for our special janitor who used to sweep the leaves behind the thing. I don't know if he did it. He was probably supposed to dispose of those leaves, but he's probably a lazy janitor. But thank goodness he was lazy because he put the leaves behind the dumpster. Dumpster. That's a word I was looking for. You can do it. He put them behind the dumpster, so when I get hit, I'd fall into the pile of leaves. So I remember one time my uncle gave me this belt buckle. Okay, he gave me this belt buckle. Back in the day, belt buckles were cool. Okay, you had a belt with a really cool belt buckle. I think mine's had like it may have been some kind of flag and a couple of guns on it or whatever. And I thought it was so cool because I had this belt buckle. Okay, but the bully guy, he had other plans for me. Okay, now this bully guy, he had one leg. Okay, and he would always wear checkered pants. Now I'm bringing you back. This is 1979. That was cool. It was cool to be wearing checkered polyester pants or brown polyester pants as a youngin. This kid was in the 6th grade, and what he would do is he would take his leg out. Okay, take the one he had a false leg. Okay, he would take that one leg out and he would chase me and like the other 5-year-olds and stuff around the school, swinging his leg in the air and just going, "I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get you!" And listen, and it would just be a bunch of 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds just screaming, "Ah! I'm gonna get where the school monitors." I do not know. I don't think they existed back in 79. I don't think they put the school monitors out there until that kid finally caught somebody and beat them to death with that wooden leg. Okay, but and it was one of those wooden legs. Listen, they have improved throughout the years with the wooden legs. Okay, people that have wooden legs now have prosthetic legs, that fake legs. Okay, you can't tell really that they have wooden legs. They got sneakers that match and everything. But these wooden legs back in the day, they had a specific shoe, and the shoe usually half the time didn't match the other shoe. Okay, it would be like a brown shoe, and it would be like this wooden leg, and the wooden leg was made out of like plastic or something like that. It was like this big hefty plastic thing with this big brown shoe at the end, and the kid would be wearing like a sneaker on the other one. So it would be like a big brown shoe on one leg and a sneaker on the other. Now normally I would be sympathetic. I'd be sympathetic to a person, a boy, a 6-year-old boy missing a leg. 6-year-old. He wasn't 6-year-old. I'm sorry. Sixth grade boy missing a leg. I would be sympathetic to this problem. But not when you're 5 years old and he's chasing you with his one leg. And he was fast. He was fast on that one leg, swinging that other leg up in the air. So I would come home every day and I'd be crying. I'd be like, "Listen, I don't want to go to school no more. I don't want to go to school no more. Listen, there's a guy there and he's got one leg." And my father looked at me like, "You're crazy." Okay, number one, you go home from school and you say, "Listen, you're being chased around school by a one-legged man," because that's how little boys look at sixth grade. When you're like 4 and 5 or whatever, you look at a 6th grader as a man. That's a man. That's a full-grown man right there. Okay, and you're looking at this full-grown man. You like this man is chasing me around the school with his leg above his head, and he's trying to hit me with his leg. I tell my father, he thought I was crazy. He thought I was losing my mind. Okay, didn't believe me. This went on for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then finally, my father was like, what's going on with this kid? So they arranged a meeting. They arranged one of those meetings where they have in the basement, the basement meetings where it's like, let's bring your special child down to the basement so we can talk down to them so nobody else can hear us in the rest of the school that your son out of his mind, okay? And we went to the meeting, and my father sat there. I believe it was my father. I'm pretty sure it was my father. My mother wasn't there, I don't think. It was my father. And he was like, is there a child here with one leg that's traumatizing the children, chasing children around the school, whatever. And did I? Okay, yeah, good. Thought I saw him behind me. I was having PTSD flashbacks. Okay, no, listen. And the principals, the psychologists or whatever, what do they call them? Guidance counselor was like, yes, there's a one-legged boy here. He's in 6th grade. Real nice boy. He's such a nice boy. And so my father's like, well, my son's coming home every day. He's hysterical. He don't want to go to school. So he's being chased by a one-legged man. I thought he was crazy, but obviously there's a one-legged kid here, and I guess this kid's bullying him or whatever. Could we bring him downstairs and talk to him? Now, let me tell you something. You don't want to bring people down to next to you that scared you, okay, to death, okay, for months. We're talking almost a school year. Listen, I repeated 3rd grade, okay, because I was so messed up because I was like in traumatized mode. I didn't learn nothing in kindergarten, okay, because I spent most of my time in fear, okay, almost a whole year before my father finally realized that there was some psychopath with one leg chasing me around the school. So now we got this guidance counselor. Oh, let's call in. So they got the buzz thing back in the day. It was the buzz. It was it was like you bring this thing, had a little speaker on it. It was like, can you please send down Billy the psychopath with one leg to come downstairs so he could talk to him because he's a really nice boy. And I'm like, oh man, I can't remember what the kid's name is. I don't think his name was Billy. But I'm like, oh, man, I don't want to. So they bring the kid downstairs, and this is what they always do. They put the kid that's been tormenting you right on the side of you. Okay, they don't put a chair in between. They don't put like there's your father sitting there. You're sitting right here, and there is Psycho Billy with the one leg. Okay, but he got both the legs intact this time because he undercover. He undercover now. He let my father know that he's a psychopath to be chasing me around with the one leg, scaring the crap out of me every day. Okay, you ain't gonna let him know that. So he undercover. Okay, he undercover. And even that day, his shoes matched. I'll never forget it because I was like, every day that kid's wearing one Converse and wearing one brown shoe. What's going on today? He's got 2 brown shoes on today. What's going on? He knew something was going on. He knew he was going to be called out today, and he was going to be outed. Okay, so anyway, I'm sitting there, and they put him on the side of me, and I'm like, and the guidance counselor's like, have you been chasing the boys around class, school, 5-year-olds around the school with your one leg on? And the kid's like, of course not. Why would I do that? I would never do anything like that. And I'm like, who the hell are you? You damn liar. Even at 4 years old, I was like, listen, lady, listen. I'm this size now because I eat a lot of pizza and stuff like that. I eat a lot of food. But I was in good shape back when I was like 4 and 5 because I did a lot of running. From this damn kid. And then one time when he caught me behind the dumpster, okay, he done swung the leg. I went flying back, fell on the ground, lost the belt to get back to the belt buckle thing. My uncle gave me this belt buckle that I was absolutely in love with. I fell, lost the belt buckle and all the leaves that the damn janitor didn't pick up. And then I went back after school because for some reason when you're 4 and 5 years old, you're allowed to walk the whole neighborhood back in 1979, around that time. You're allowed to walk the whole neighborhood at 4 or 5 years old because your parents don't even care. I walked back to the school, went behind the dumpster, and I started looking for my belt buckle. I ended up finding it. I found it. But the kid sent me flying back so far that literally my belt buckle broke open and my zipper broke, okay? And it was listen, I'm sitting over there. I believe I was wearing a Mr. T-shirt. I don't know why I was wearing it. Was it a Mr. T-shirt? Yeah, I think it was a Mr. T-shirt. I was wearing a Mr. T-shirt. I remember I fell on the ground. I got the shorts on, the shorts with the 2 lines, the Jack Tripper shorts from Three's Company. I'm wearing those shorts from the Come and Knock on My Door, okay? And I'm on the ground with the belt buckle on. Why I was wearing a belt with shorts, I have no idea. Don't even ask that question. Listen, you wore belts with shorts back in the day. Don't ask. Don't even ask. But this guy, he's sitting on the side of me. He denying it all. And then what he says to me, he goes, this is my friend. He goes, I'm friends with these kids. I play with them every day at recess. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, Play? That this is your form of play? Scaring the bejesus out of us every single day. Listen, I got little girls screaming. I got little boys screaming. Everybody be screaming. You're chasing them around with one leg. You don't have no friends. You know, don't be even talking to you. Okay. But you know what? Then I grew up and I realized something. Maybe this was this kid's form of making friends. And how I came to this conclusion was later on in life, I ended up running into another fool that wanted to be my friend and decided he was gonna start like kicking me in the ribs and stuff and breaking my ribs. I'm like, oh yeah, you want? And he's like, I just wanted to be your friend. I'm like, whew, fun. That's a lot of fun. But what happened today kind of reminded me of that. Brought me back to this. 'Cause I was like looking at this kid. I'm like, the needs, the wants. You know, I want to be your friend. I need to be your friend. I want that toy. I need that toy. You don't need it. You just want it. Okay, you want it, and you're traumatizing people because you want it. And I whenever I have a day like this where I have to break up a bullying situation, or I have to deal with a bullying situation, or I have a child that's off, I come home and I watch My Bodyguard. That's what I do. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to watch My Bodyguard, because this is one of those make me feel good about my life things there. Now, I'll tell you right now, you watch this movie and it's like you're like, at the end, you're like, yeah, you know, justice has prevailed. Okay, it's one of those things. So a movie like this, or a movie like Rocky. Yeah, sometimes I throw in some Rocky. Do I have Rocky in front of me over here? I think I might even have some Rocky in front of me here. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hang on. Nope. It's way over there. Forget it. Forget that. Rocky is over there, but it's way over there. You throw in some Rocky too, and then you realize that Apollo was a bully. Okay, he was a bully too. Okay, and then Mr. T, he was a bully. Okay, it's all about being bullying. You know, you all being bullied, and you don't know how to take care of it, and then you got to deal with it, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So I try to teach the kids. I try not to be hypocritical, but unfortunately, as a preschool teacher, you got to be a little bit hypocritical to teach them their needs and their wants, and teach them what's right and what's wrong, and teach them what not to do, whatever. Do I find it comical when a child is bullying another child? No, I don't. I find it very, very, very irritating. It's irritating and scary, especially since these are like 4 or 5 year old children. Okay, so it's like, well, if you're gonna be like this now, I got as a teacher, I gotta figure out how to straighten you out, because I don't want you to be that one-legged kid chasing those other kids around the schoolyard when you leave here. Okay, or when you turn 6 years old. But you know what? The chances of people being a one-legged kid is very slim anyway, because I'm pretty sure this kid was a one-legged kid because he was hit by a car. And very random kids get hit by cars nowadays. You know, that's like that used to be a thing when I was little. And I know I'm going off topic and everything, but now that I think about it, I had friends that were getting hit by cars all the time. I knew a kid at least once a week that was being hit by a car. Different kids, not the same kid, but be hit by cars all. Either back in the 70s or early 80s, people didn't know how to drive their cars, or kids just didn't look when they crossed the street. They just took a. Maybe I blame Frogger. The video game Frogger. I think these kids be trying to hop across the street like they're hopping on a log, and then they're hopping on a bunch of crocodiles in a row. Or something was not right in the situation back in the day, in the 70s and in the 80s, where kids were getting hit by cars all the time. Now, I'm pretty sure this kid lost his leg because he was hit by a car. Okay, if I recall, when I got the whole final story later on, the kid was hit by a car. Or a car ran over his leg or whatever, lost his leg. I feel bad for the kid, but. It was just a thing, okay? But yeah, back in the 70s, 80s, I mean, I guess people couldn't drive, because I very rarely ever hear of kids getting hit by cars nowadays. Now, that could be due to the internet. It could be due to video games. It could be due to the fact that children don't leave their houses no more, and people are all afraid of other people. People are afraid of their neighbors, and people are afraid of kids walking across the street, and people are afraid of kids playing outside the yard. People are afraid of everything. Maybe that's what it is, that the whole world's afraid of everything, and now your kids are always in the house all the time, so you don't have the opportunity to get hit by a car. But yeah, kids be getting hit by cars all the time. All the time. It's be like, and the funny thing is, I seen like 3 of them. Okay, and I lived on a dead end street, one dead end street. So somebody be aiming. They were aiming back in the day to run over a child, because you had no place to go. Once you got to the end of that street, you couldn't go nowhere. You got to the end of the streat. It was one-way street. Sorry, it was a one-way street. So once you got to the end of the street, you can't, like, you couldn't come the other way. You could, I mean, it's like it was weird. But I'd be like talking to my friend. Hey, you gonna come over and play? Yeah, come on over. He'd be like hop, skipping, and jumping. Take a couple steps. Well, he ain't coming over to play today. You okay? Hello? Oh, man. Hope Greg's home, because damn John fell on. He on the ground. Oh, man. I'll just go in the house. I'll call Greg, see if he's busy because John's on the ground. I'll call Greg. And then Greg come hop skipping up the street over there. He'd be happy to go. Usually Greg be on his bike. He on his bike, and Greg was a smart guy. He was one of these smart guys. He's on his bike, right? And he wouldn't tie his shoes. Okay, kids back in the day when you were like 6, 7 years old, or whatever, you can't tie your shoes. Okay, 5, 6, 7 years old, whatever, you can't tie your shoes. But he come up the street on his bike full blast, and his shoelace would get wrapped around the pedal thing. Next thing you know, he go flying into the street. Car, whoop, there you go, Greg. Car ran over Greg and his bike. There's his bike on the ground. Hey, BMX in pieces. Greg's leg underneath the bike, screaming and yelling and crying. No friends to play with. Yeah, it was just a strange thing growing up. But listen, so anyway, I put in my bodyguard. It makes me feel happy. I just thought I'd pull that out because I said so. I got some things in the mail yesterday too. I got another Rancid album. Yeah, I didn't go off track. I wanted to have a heartfelt conversation with you about my childhood because today was an odd day. I had an odd day today, and I just got to tell you that there are some parents out there that support 100% what I do, and I love that. I love when they message me and they're like, "Listen, you know what you're doing. We're having a hard time. Please help us to help." And I'm like, my explanation to them is I go like this. I go, "I'm only a piece of the puzzle." Okay, which is true. I'm only a piece of the puzzle. Once they leave me, they go to you, and then whatever I teach them, they in turn you have to pick up where I left off. If you don't pick up where I left off, and you knock them back like 10 pegs, okay, I got to put them back up another 10 pegs the next day. You know what I mean? So if you don't help me, I can't help you, and if you don't help me, and if I don't help you, and you can't help me, it's a back and forth thing. But I got some parents that are just amazing, and they want the help, and they're like, "Listen, we back you up 100% no matter what you do because our child's having some issues at home, and we're going through things at home, and whatever you can do to make things better, you do things to make things better. We'll back you up." And I'm like, I appreciate that. I appreciate you trusting me, okay, to be able to figure out how to help you with your child. And I will. I'll do everything in my power in order to do so. I'm that kind of, listen, I can joke. I can joke as much as I want. I come on this channel, I tell all these jokes, I tell all these stories. Stories are true, okay? And I tell all these jokes and stuff like that, and I try to make you laugh and everything like that, but the stories are true. And I do believe that I went through all of this stuff in my life in order to teach people things, okay? I help parents, I help children, I hopefully I help some of you guys sometimes. Even if it's just a laugh at the end of the day after a rough day at work. Even if it's a laugh at the end of the day, if you're struggling with your bills or your finances or you're having car problems or whatever it is, if you get a little bit of a chuckle, then I'm doing something for you too. So that makes me feel good. That's what this channel is all about. Hit the subscribe button. Help me out, okay? So anyway, I got a Rancid album in the mail yesterday. That came in. And then the lead singer of Rancid, his name is Tim Armstrong. There was a super group. I don't know if I could pull one out over here. Yeah, I think I might be able to pull it off. I might be able to pull it off. Let's see. There was a super group. Yeah, I can do it. That I absolutely love called the Transplants, okay? In plastic. Everything I got is in plastic. I put these in plastic last night. And the lead singer of Rancid is actually the lead singer of the Transplants and also has Travis Barker in it. And that's where I got introduced. Actually, when I went to get my first tattoo, which I guess a tattoo place is probably one of the best places you can go to. Am I going to be able to get this back in the spot? Probably not. Not in this video, I'm not. I guess a tattoo place, when you're getting your tattoo, whatever song there is that they're playing while you're getting tattooed, you never forget it. So when I went for my first tattoo, they played the Transplants. Second tattoo, they played Social Distortion. And I absolutely fell in love with the Transplants. And then I realized that the lead singer of Rancid is actually, Transplants is a super group with Travis Barker from Blink-182 and this guy, Tim Armstrong from the Transplants. I love his voice. He's got this raspy, raw, hard voice. And then I found out that he actually has a solo album. So this came in yesterday too. This is Tim Armstrong solo album. This is actually a DVD and a CD. And these things are all going like dirt cheap right now. If you're a physical media CD collector, you can, I don't know. With me, it's like I pick a group like once a month, and I'm like, I got to get everything from the group. This month, it's Rancid. Okay, last month it was Elvis, okay? And I had to make sure that I got everything from Elvis. And then this month is Rancid, and I had to make sure I got everything from Rancid. So you're going to see a lot of Rancid stuff coming in the mail. You're going to see a lot of Elvis stuff still coming in the mail because I ordered it. Packages, I got two. That's what I got. This one says eBay, and it came from Melanie High from whatever. Rami Bragakonski. I think that's the guy that used to chase me on one leg. Damn you, Rami. No, Rami. It's supposed to be a guy got hit by a car. Ram me. Too soon. And they put in this. These are some Rancid CDs. Here we go. Here we go. We got some Rancid CDs here with some little tape on there. Oh, okay. So if you've been watching my videos, okay, and I've been collecting Rancid, you will realize that I just got this Rancid CD in the mail the other day. But this was part of a bundle or a lot, and I didn't need this one, but it was so cheap to get the other two at the price. I was like, okay, well, I get this one for free. I'll stick this one in the car. This will be my Rancid in the car CD. Okay, this will be my non-stop Rancid in the car. So let's see. Let's check out the condition there, because the other guy, actually, his condition was excellent. And this guy, oh, this is good too. And if you notice, hey, any good media collector, you got to make sure that CD is lined up perfectly there, because when you want to open it up, you want to be able to just see that CD perfectly. Next one is Rancid's first album. That's why I actually bought this lot, is because it's the first album, and I think the third album is in this lot. And the first album and the third album are actually going for quite a bit. I don't know why. I don't know if they're out of print. I don't know what the situation is with it. Is that a scratch? Nah, that looks good. That's okay. I will survive. Now this one's a little tricky here, because see, now I got so the emblem for the company that made this Rancid album has to be straight, but this is crooked. Okay, now you're probably really confused. You're probably like, well, wouldn't you go like this and straighten that out and make that thing crooked? No, because for some reason, if the emblem for the company is like that, that's actually straight. This is the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, this is their first actual release. And yeah, it's got that Tim Armstrong guy, still lead singer. And this one I think just has a cool cover. Even though the cover, he didn't put the cover in correctly here. I'm not happy about that. And this does look like it has a little bit of wear on the case. So I'm going to have to change the case on this one. Okay, I gotta slide this in properly here. And let me check the disc out. Make sure that as long as the disc is okay, I should be okay. This one needs to be cleaned a little bit. It's a little rancid. Yeah, straighten that one out. But look at the cover on that one. It's got such a punk feel about it. Okay, even though I don't consider these guys to be punk, I still consider them to be rockabilly, punk rock. I put in a big genre of all this. And this one is called what was that? This one's called "And Out Come the Wolves." I don't know. I gotta clean. This one has to be cleaned up. I'm seeing like some scuffs. It just seems like it has to be cleaned. I'm gonna clean this one. Hopefully, it will upload onto my iPod correctly, and then I will have no problem with that. And then the last one is my fragile one. This is my fragile. It feels like there's multiple things in here, or something oddly shaped in here. Is this for me? This better be for me. Yeah, it's for me. And it has my name on it, so that means it came from Macari or Discogs, because everything in my wife's name comes from Amazon or eBay. And we have, okay, oh, okay, it's because he put it in a weird thing here. See this? It made it feel like it was two different things, but it's not. It's one thing in a strangely odd package here. Let me see here. Yep, that's what is it one? Yep, it's one. See, weird box. And it's a copy of Elvis Today, Tomorrow, and Forever. And the reason why I bought this is because it has Elvis made performing whatever. All selected this is all previously unreleased material. So this is all outtakes and demos and let me see what's going on with the packaging here now. Now let's make this clear that I didn't expect too much from the packaging, because this is in mono, okay? This one's in stereo. This one's in stereo. Oh, if for you young people that don't know what the difference between mono and stereo is, mono means it will only come out of one speaker. Stereo means it will come out of two speakers. Yeah. But yeah, some people do. Some people don't have any idea what the heck I'm talking about, and that's the truth. I showed the pictures of the kids the other day of what a payphone looked like, and they looked at me like it was some kind of gadget from outer space. Okay, they were like, "What is this thing? What is this madness you speak? A payphone? How does that fit in your pocket? Can I play Angry Bird on it? No, you can't. It's a payphone. You need a dime." Yeah, well, the cover's a little. I could probably clean it up. Okay, I'm pretty good at that stuff. But yeah, I've been watching these two guys on this Elvis channel, and I was like, you know, I want to complete my Elvis collection, even though there's thousands of Elvis CDs, literally thousands. I mean, these things have been out since like when as soon as CDs came out, okay, and then they got multiple different kinds of versions, and then different companies put them out, and it's the same thing over and over and over again. So there is literally thousands of Elvis CDs out there, whatever, and cassettes and records and all stuff like that. But yeah, this is demo stuff, and I needed me some demo stuff. The cover is much to be desired, but a little Windex. Okay, here's my trick on this one. Okay, you need one of them not ShamWows. What are those little cloths there? The ones that you use for like glasses. Yes, one of those glasses cloths there. What are they? Microfiber cloth, and some Windex. You spray a little Windex on the microfiber cloth, and you start doing little circles, okay, around this very slowly. I would usually start with an area where I don't usually stare at it, so I'd probably start with like a back corner over here somewhere. And because if it does start taking the paint off, or if it starts saturating the color, or if something starts going wrong, I only got a little tiny thing over here. Okay, so I would never take the thing and start right on Elvis's face, because then a few days from now I'd be buying me another copy of Elvis today, tomorrow, and forever, because I feel like an idiot. And with that said, my friends, thank you so much once again for stopping by. I'm almost at that 1,000. I'm almost there. If you could just hit the subscribe button, share with your friends, hit the like button, get that algorithm thing going, okay? Send it on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, what's that? Spotify, not Spotify. What's the other thing that thing that I don't personally have. My kids have it. Snapchat. Yeah, whatever it is. I don't know how you do it. Just grab it, share. I think it's like 3 little dots or whatever on the side of what you're watching over here, or down the bottom. I think it's just share. Hit the share button. Share it, and then ask your friends to hit the subscribe button. And with that said, I will see you later. You should have saved me some.